What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. I can't believe it's September already. We're talking about September bass fishing already. I feel like the year has just gotten started and here we are, it's September already. Man, September can be a lot of fun. You know, there can be a lot of topwater bites. You know, there can be some schooling activity and can be fairly tough. You know, September can be a fairly tough month, but that's what we're going to talk about here today is some of my favorite baits to throw in the month of September. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. You know, we're really trying to grow the channel. We're pumping out a bunch of great content and don't want you guys to miss out on any future videos. I feel like it's all good stuff. You know, the goal of the channel is to help you guys catch more bass. That's what this hat means right here. So really appreciate all you guys tuning in and always supporting the channel. But if you guys are ready, let's jump in. Let's talk about catching a few bass in the month of September. So, like I had mentioned, you know, September can be a very tough month of fishing, but it can be a really, really exciting month of fishing. You know, September is one of my favorite months to throw topwater. And you know, a great bait to fish in the month of September, the fish are gonna be scattered out. They're not gonna be as grouped up in small little areas. So I really like throwing a plopper style bait. So this right here is just a whopper plopper. You know, it's a bait you cast out and retrieve it. It covers a bunch of water. You know, another alternative to the plopper would be a buzz bait if you're in that heavier cover, but I like the plopper because it has treble hooks. You know, if a fish comes up and just kind of slashes at the bait, rolls on it, you got those treble hooks to hook that fish and get him in the boat. You know, he doesn't do the best in heavy grass, so that's when you're going to kind of lean towards that buzz bait. But, you know, just picking up a plopper, going down the bank, throwing it around riprap, docks, wood, whatever. Just fishing down the bank, you can cover a bunch of water, you can get some really explosive bites, and you're gonna catch you a lot of bass on the plopper, definitely in the month of September. Great time to just pick it up and just go fishing. You know, it's kind of relaxing. You don't have to think a whole lot about specific targets or where you need to be. You just put the trolling motor down, pick this up, cast it, wind it, and you're gonna catch some fish. So that's an excellent choice to be throwing this month. Next up, we're gonna go with more of that heavy cover. You know, I just kind of mentioned it, but September is one of, if not the best month to throw a frog. You know, a lot of the grass kind of gets topped out by September. Maybe the water levels are starting to go down for the fall, and that kind of allows that grass to mat over and those bass start sliding up and getting underneath that grass, whether it's to be in the shade or, you know, as the temperatures start cooling down towards, say, the end of September, you know, those nights start getting a little bit cooler, they kind of suck up into that grass for a little bit of warmth. And throwing a frog over top of that grass, you can catch a bunch of fish. Now, for me, I keep it pretty simple as far as colors with all my topwaters, really, even into the plopper. We're throwing black or we're throwing white. You know, I'm keeping it pretty simple. You know, it's more about just a contrasting color for me. I want, you know, like a black or a white, depending on, you know, if a cloudy day, sunny day, if they're feeding on shad or bluegill. You know, I just keep it pretty simple with my colors and throw black, throw white, experiment, maybe have one of each on deck and throw both of them until you get some feedback from the fish. Just let the fish tell you what they want. You know, I haven't found a set, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like a set guideline on when to throw black versus when to throw white. You know, I kind of just mix and match and try them both. You know, I've had some great sunny days where I've caught them on white, and I've had great cloudy days I've caught them on white, and vice versa. So, you know, I haven't found the perfect condition to throw black versus white. I just always try and experiment between the two and keep both of them honest and always try both of them. But this one here, this is just a boom boom frog. You know, it's one I throw a lot. I like him a lot. But man, a frog is an excellent bait to be throwing in that heavy vegetation in the month of September. All right, one more for you guys here. You know, September, basically all the shad that have spawned earlier in the year, whether it was April, May, June, whenever the shad spawn in your area, they've started to grow, and they're that real small size by September. And that's what the bass are feeding on. You know, they're keying in on a real small bait fish. It's everywhere. There's tons of bait fish everywhere. And, you know, a spinnerbait is an excellent way to imitate that. You know, this is just a little Finesse spinnerbait. What is it? This is a mega bass little spinnerbait here, but it's got those real small blades on it, and it imitates those real small little bait fish that the fish are feeding on. So this is a, you know, kind of an alternative to the topwater, the plopper, where you can just kind of fish it around all sorts of cover. Imitates that real small bait fish they're feeding on really well, and you definitely catch you a few fish on a spinnerbait in the month of September. All right, guys, so the last one I got for you for this month, and this is going to be for more your your schooling fish. You know, kind of they're feeding on that same little bait fish as the spinnerbait. You know, the same forage that you're trying to imitate with the spinnerbait. But this is going to be for more of your, you know, I guess more open water, just a soft plastic jerkbait, like the Yamamoto D shad right here. So I like real natural shad looking colors. This one's sexy shad. But the cool thing I like about the D shad versus other soft plastic jerkbaits is he's heavy. You know, he's a lot heavier than other baits, so you can cast him extremely far. You know, if you see some fish schooling and you can't quite reach them with a smaller bait, the D shad is going to cast further. It's going to get out there, and he's going to allow you to get in those fish. Now, you can also fish him over top of vegetation, wood, docks. I mean, the D shad is such a very versatile bait. You can fish them all over the place and catch bass really anywhere in your lake in the month of September on a D shad. So, you know, my favorite way to rig it is going to be this right here. This is the Trocar Pro V worm hook. I like the 4/0 size. I think the 5/0 is just a little bit too big for this style bait, so the 4/0 seems to fit perfectly. But basically, you know, you just rig him up right through there. I always like the rounded side down. You know, I feel like that's the belly, the flat part's the back. So we're gonna just slide him in through there like that. Take your hook through the little belly slot like that, and then just kind of skin hook him in the top like that. And now that's a weedless presentation. You could fish that through grass, wood, brush, whatever, and you still got a lot of gap there. You know, if a fish bites that, he's gonna bust down and that hook's gonna go right through his lips. And that's just an excellent hook. It gives it a good action. You know, there's not a big extra wide gap bend hanging down here that kind of catches grass or, you know, kind of changes the action of the bait. So I really like these round bend style hooks for my soft plastic jerk baits. But that guy right there, man, he's a fish catcher. I'm excited. I think I'm going to go down on the lake today and throw him around and see if we can't catch a few on him right there. But appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you're getting out doing some fishing in the month of September. You know, man, like I said, it's hard to believe we're in September already, and you know that we're kind of on the downward slope of the bass fishing season, which is just crazy to think about. You know, September can be pretty good. October starts getting a lot better. You know, they kind of get in that grass more and start doing a little bit more punching, which is something I love to do. So you guys will have to stay tuned for some more content on that. I plan on getting out on the water a bunch here the next few weeks and knocking out some content for you guys, and even going fishing with no cameras a few times. You know, there's something to be said about just getting out there and fishing and just enjoying what we all love to do, just catching fish. So that's kind of on the plans here for the next few weeks. But like I said, appreciate all you guys tuning in as always. Leave those likes and comments down below, and we'll see you guys next time.